Hey, good day again, everyone. You might have noticed I don't have my Tesla shirt on. It's kind of chilly. It is kind of chilly today. So, at our age, we better cover up, right? So I got my fleece on in my computer room. Yeah. So to all of you, yeah, gotta keep warm. Gotta keep warm. All right. What I want to talk about today is I want to talk about the IELTS reading. Many students have asked me how can they improve their IELTS reading or even school reading. Well, I have given the advice before. If you want to improve your reading, you need to read passages, not books, not books. Also, if you want to improve your writing, you need to read passages also and look at how others write and duplicate the writing style if possible and use some of the phrases to which those who have gotten IELTS 8 or IELTS 9 in writing. So that way, you don't really, well, it's a plagiarism. No, it's not plagiarism. Plagiarism is direct copy. But look at the style of those who have gotten eights and nines and use the style, you use the technique. So that way you will improve also. And again, it's not plagiarizing. Plagiarizing is exact copy, but you're not. You're just following the style and using some of the verses to which they have used. Now that's writing. But for reading, it's a little different because in the IELTS reading, there are many parts. I have read some articles. There are 10 parts, there are 14, there are 11, 12. But I believe it really boils down to just maybe four or five. Majority of it, it's summary. And I believe summary is probably the most difficult. Fill in the blanks a lot easier. And I think most students will do well in fill in the blank and true and false. So let's take a look. Now, first thing is when you get the paper, you've got three passages you have to read. My suggestion is this. I have read other IELTS instructors' advice. They said you need to skim over it, and some said you need to read it. It really all depends. If you are going for IELTS 6 or 6.5, I really don't suggest you read the passage unless unless now remember this, you hit something like this and to which you have no choice. Now this is passage 2. Passage 2, you have to do what we call a summary of a paragraph. All right. Now, passage 2 here, as I scroll down, you have all these choices. And then you have paragraph 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, right? A, C, D, E, G. These are paragraphs to which paragraph A, you need to pick one of these, what do you call this, phrases, terms, or abbreviated or abridged summary. All right. And so without reading the passage, you are not going to be able to do these types of questions. You just can't because it's asking you to give a summary, a brief or abridged summary of the paragraph. So if you don't read it, how are you going to be able to um, to understand what this paragraph is talking about? Now, some say, well, you can always look at this. Okay, for example, this obeying FAA regulations, and you might be able to rephrase this, paraphrase it, and look. Sorry, man. FAA, the word FAA is everywhere. It is everywhere, everywhere. Here you see FAA. Here you see FAA. So you can't do these type of questions just by looking at keywords. Not here, not here, not in this type of um, passage. So what do you need to do? you need to skim over it, all right? Or skim or read it. And after you read it, then perhaps you can write your own summary here. Write it on the side of the paper. It's okay. You can write a short summary. Now, usually, the first sentence and the last sentence will give you the gist, the gist of the paragraph. It means what is the important point of this paragraph. Usually, a good writer. Now, they have other writing styles, but usually the first sentence and the last sentence, you should be able to figure out what this paragraph about. So if you see something like this, then read the paper. All right. Now, what you don't read? Something like this, because here you get a lot of nouns, a lot of nouns. You get the Babylonians, the Egyptians, the Greeks, the English, the Germans, the French, because this is about a chronological development of events or an event, right? So what you could do is you can just go and look for Babylonians, and you should be able to find what did they do. Can you go this way? Can you say, okay, devise a civil calendar to which months are equal in length? Yes, you can. You can do it two ways. You can skim through the reading, underline the nouns, so it'll be easier for you to find. Underline Babylonians, Egyptians, Greeks, English, German, English. You can do it that way. You can do it that way, or you can do it with let's see, with keywords here. Civil calendar, months equal in length. Day divide into two equal halves. You can do it that way too. But you got to be careful. They might not say day divide into two equal halves. I have never seen an exam in the IELTS to which you see the exact words. You just don't. Maybe in the listening, but not the reading. They will give you different words. They will paraphrase it or they will rephrase it. What are equal halves? It might be same, two of the same. Divided, divide the day, or they might say separate, or they might use other terms. Okay, so you're not going to see the exact terms. So you gotta remember about rephrasing. So the best is probably look under the name of Babylonian, because Babylonians shows up here, right? Right here, the line two, and it doesn't show up again uh, for the rest of the paragraphs. So you can do it that way. All right. Then next, here also it's you got to do a short summary to a description of early timekeeping invention. Which paragraph talks about this? So you got to look for the keywords really. Again, it's cold temperature. Skim through the paragraph. Look for cold temperatures. They might not say cold temperature. They might say extreme weather conditions, or freezing conditions. So that is cold temperature. So again, look for the paraphrasing or the rephrasing. Okay. Then so you don't really have to read the passage like this. You can just go to the questions and boom, try to find the answers in the paragraphs. All right. But even if you do read it, now, like I said, for level 6, for level 6.5, I don't recommend. For level 7, if you are already there, yeah, then go ahead and read it. But take no more than about 6.5 to 7 minutes. That is from my experience. Usually I'm able to read the paragraphs within 6 or 7 minutes, and I give myself 1 minute a question. Or if I see true and false, I give myself 30 seconds. And if I see fill in the blanks, I give myself 30 seconds too, because fill in the blanks are the easiest. Just go to the paragraph where you find escapement, look for the word. They usually won't change it. They usually don't change the words for these type of fill in the blanks. Go and find it, because this is a noun. And you can then start filling in the blank. And usually fill in the blanks, they are chronological. They are categorized. You can just go straight down the paragraph. All right. And then now for the true and false, remember, um, true and false, you have to make sure about the non-given. Most of the students I find um, have problems with the non-given and the false. Why? Because they said, "Oh, but I don't see it here, so it got to be false." No, no, no. If you don't see it, it means non-given. So it's always between non-given and false. So when is false? When you see the sentence referring to something, but it is not the exact information. That's false. But then when you read the paragraph and you see nothing about, all aircrafts in Class E airspace must use IFR, if you don't see it, then it's not false. Then it is not given. Okay. Now I'm going to stop here. There are lots more I can talk about, but usually these are the important points. Again, if you need to summarize, if you need to do summarization, then you have no choice. You have to read the paragraph. But if you see true and false and fill in the blank, forget it. Don't even read it. Just go ahead and do it because, again, you have 1 hour. And I guarantee you, you are going to see summarization. So you got 3 passages. One of those passages, you are going to have to do summarization. All right. So save the time for the rest of the passages. Any questions? WhatsApp us, email us, or leave a message on our Facebook. Best wishes on the exam. I will talk more about IELTS reading during my next video. Take care. God bless.